Current offering of Russian sidearms is fairly scarce for us airsofters. One option is the WE Makarov. Is this replica just as effective as its legendary origins? Or more effective as non-returning boomerang? We will see in this review of the Airsoft Comrade. Welcome comrades to this review of the WE Makarov by me, the Airsoft Comrade. Today we will be talking about this one. Can this serve as a loyal companion on your side? Or are you better off not buying it and save yourself the money? We will see in this review whether this is the right fit for you. The Makarov, iconic service weapon from the Soviet times, serving from 1951 onward with several army, police and security services. The PM Makarov built an impressive state of service. Simple and reliable, the PM Makarov is still a trusted pistol in Russian hands and others. Let's cut to the chase. Is the WE Makarov an accurate copy of the real PM Makarov? No, because this is not a PM Makarov, Pistolet Makarova. It's not even a PMM Makarov, a Pistolet Makarov Modified, modernized Makarov. It is a replica of a replica, namely of a fairly popular series of 4.5mm airguns in Russia, the Baikal 645K series, and that is based on the PMM Makarov. The frame is likely the same as a PM Makarov, but for example the slide is just a little bit different. And that is a shame for us more exact reenactors. But if you want to play a Gopnik who has bored out the barrel for a 9x18 Makarov, perfect! This is therefore a bastardized copy of a PM Makarov. Not an exact copy, but maybe just fine for the way you want to use it. The most important difference with a PM Makarov and this is that this is, as I said, largely based on a PMM Makarov. And that means that it uses double stack magazines, where 12 real bullets fit in instead of 8 in a standard PM magazine. That is handy for us airsofters because that means it fits more BBs and gas capacity. Other difference between a PM and PMM are the grips. As you can see, this is a PMM grip. And this is a PM grip. You can modify a WE Makarov to make it look more like a PM Makarov, like that one. WE just make classic style PM grips for the WE Makarov. This one. But it has its disadvantages as well. There are also options to fit real steel grips normally meant for a Baikal 645K. I'll gladly refer you to the videos from Red Ivan Airsoft, who will explain this to you in detail. I'll gladly refer you to him, he knows a lot more about this than me. He is also who shows there are a lot more options to externally modify the WE Makarov. Please look at his amazing videos to find out more about the WE Makarov. You will see that there are a lot more possibilities than you would think at first glance to modify it. The main advantage of a PM Makarov for a PM Makarov is that you can fit bigger magazines that can fit more BBs and gas than what a PM Makarov would fit. That's nice because that prevents the famous 1911 syndrome of magazines which can just barely shoot one full magazine worth of BBs. Also known as the tuck crash syndrome. Because those have an even smaller gas reservoir. There is on other fronts better news. Remarkable to me is how nice these replicas are on the outside. The details on the slide and frame just pop, and the finish on my silver PM just make it sparkle in the right light. Does make it a lot more scratch prone, so better suited to keep corrupt generals' holsters warm. Go for the black version if you want something practical. This is a weathered version by the previous owner. A new black version will not look like this. So, besides that I just said that this is not the most accurate copy of a Makarov in the world, it does have all the features you would expect on a Makarov. That's a proper safety and decocker combo, and the barrel is fixed to the frame. Just like with the real one. Even the field strip is just like the real one. What I can always appreciate. It is also surprisingly quick. So pull down the trigger bar, drag back the slide, and ta-da! So, now that we have the replica disassembled, let's look at the internals. The WE Makarov is known to have certain problems. The barrel is fixed with only one screw, which will unscrew in time. With potentially explosive results. Also, a screw from the safety can come loose, with less disastrous results, but still annoying. Fortunately, these problems are easily fixable with Loctite. For more instructions about that, I'll gladly refer to the excellent video from SWAT Airsoft about it. I will put that in the description. On the whole, the internals shine in their unremarkableness. Everything is standard. The hop-up unit is based around a ring for adjustment. Move this left and right for less and more hop. Not the best design in the world. The hop-up arm sometimes doesn't apply enough pressure on the bucking. This means you have not enough hop-up times. This problem is minor, but it happens. Speaking about the bucking, it is fine. That's good, because it is my experience that upgrading it is hard, as many aftermarket buckings don't fit well. So, you are most of the time configured to what's fitted standard. This theme of non-upgradable parts carries on in the rest of the replica. Almost every part is made for this replica. Fortunately, this isn't too bad if one thing breaks. WM aftermarket support for this replica is solid. Everything you could possibly want for this replica is available. Internally Spartan, but good enough for field use. So, enough talk about internals and externals. We of course want to know how it feels in use. And that experience is just plain good. The WE Makarov is in my hands. Great. And that is mainly because of the wider, more ergonomic grips of the PM Makarov fitted standard to a WE Makarov that are inherited from the PMM. In contrast to the smaller and less ergonomic grips of the PM. But that's the price you pay for Soviet realism. Good, let me now demonstrate its shooting. For this test I use gunfire smart gas and Kilo 9 0.25 grams bio BBs. Smart gas is comparable to Nupro 2.0. The shooting experience you have with a WE Makarov is, in my eyes, amazing. This is a green gas pistol, but it kicks almost like a CO2 one. And I think this is because of the heavy metal slide it inherits from its real bigger brother. That makes a lot of difference. In a good way. And if you really want a good kicking pistol for your kit, then the WE Makarov is certainly a good choice. Let's talk in detail about the magazines and gas efficiency. The magazines, as said before, offer a decent gas reservoir and space for around 15 BBs. Decent magazine, not great. Out of one fill you'll get about 1.5 magazines of BBs under ideal circumstances, about 21 to 29 BBs in my tests. But sometimes you only barely eke out one magazine. I noticed that the WE Makarov likes to spew gas at times, which doesn't help gas efficiency. You can partly prevent this by not overfilling your magazines. Filling 2 to 3 seconds is enough. The base plates of these magazines are fairly leak prone too and just hellish to fix. Treatment with either sealant or gasket maker is advised. Okay, conclusions. Like many Russian sidearms out at this moment, the WE Makarov just barely gets a passing grade. The WE Makarov is not reliable, not as upgradable as a TM Kappa or TMG. If you want a reliable and upgradable sidearm that's also usable for Russian kits, get a WE-G17, not a WE Makarov. You buy a WE Makarov because you want a nice steel sidearm, which causes you to spontaneously start singing the Soviet national anthem. WE Makarov is decently built, but it is not an exact copy of a PM Makarov. The WE Makarov has a hard kick, but it has gas efficiency that's subpar. Do you understand why I would say the WE Makarov is an imperfect pearl? The WE Makarov has its advantages, but every advantage is paired with a disadvantage. The WE Makarov therefore is not a replica for the exact reenactor or the demanding sport shooter. The WE Makarov is for those who want a nice Russian sidearm and who will accept its imperfections in return. Thanks for watching, comrades. I hope you have learned something from this video. Let me know if you have a Makarov or if you're now inspired to get one in the comments.